Happy to be on. I was gonna ask you, and I saw the last that you'd already done a video. I was like, damn, I thought we were supposed to do one.
No, no, no. We are actually like the whole plan is to get kind of everyone on the team,
Yeah.
and then we like start doing it like like Avengers. Like we do the individual movies first, and then we move up from there. Finally, let's do it. Having a professional football player that can probably just kill me with one slap or one flick of a finger in a show called Weebs and Waifus. It's the best thing that happened to me all week. But something that I always like to do whenever I begin this segment is to just kind of get the feet wet into what got you into watching anime and liking it.
So basically, like for me, I was the youngest of four. My oldest brother, me and him were into comic books like huge when I was little. Like we loved comics.
Yeah.
And we drew a lot. Like I can draw.
Really?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at drawing. My brother was pretty good at drawing. My dad was pretty good at drawing. He did mechanical engineering in college, but he also did art as a minor. So like we just naturally are good at drawing and good at art. I guess the first anime I ever saw was Akira.
Okay.
And that was like transformative for me because growing up in, watching American cartoons, the artwork is less refined, less polished, doesn't look as fluid, not as much detail. So, and being somebody who loves comics, I always love the detail of good artwork. A good comic book artist has great, that can put great detail into their work.
There's a stigma, a huge stigma that anime is just either perversion or demonic. Like when it first came out, I remember that everyone and their mama was talking about how Pokemon was like made by the devil, and it was like Pikachu meant 1,000 times more powerful than God or something like that. And obviously they would say that, all that Chinese stuff, because it was never Japanese, it was always Chinese. That Chinese stuff is only perversion. Only because, they had short skirts and everything. And you were talking about like the detail in animation. I cannot think of any show back then that had the anatomy that anime had, right?
Yeah. They just didn't have artwork like they had on the Western side of the world like they have, in Japan. There was no level of artwork that we have here in animated sense that really matches it in any way.
Have you seen the comparison, or like they did the Powerpuff Girls, right? The original show, and they had like, it was pretty much just a circle and a rectangle, and that was the design of the character.
Yeah.
They did a anime version of the Powerpuff Girls. Did you ever see that?
No, I didn't. I remember I'm thinking now, and I just remember Sailor Moon, Digimon, I think it was, and Pokemon, of course. I watched Pokemon when I was growing up too.
Did you ever play the games for Pokemon?
No, I never played the games. I loved the cartoon, but never played the games.
What were your like your favorite ones? Like if you were to fight, against Ash or whoever, what would be your Pokemon team?
Everybody says Pikachu, but I was never like a huge Pikachu guy.
Neither was I.
I was like Squirtle. I was like, which one was the dragon? The big dragon. Charizard.
Yes.
He was the one that was my favorite because he did whatever the fuck he wanted. He was like Charizard, go! And he would just be like,
oh, fuck you, man. I'm not doing that. Speaking of acceptance and being open-minded, there is one part, still grabbing from Sailor Moon, that two Sailor Moons in the original anime were lesbian. And they were like dating each other and everything. But in the US and in Mexico, they made them cousins to justify how close they were. Because that was like, no. That's That's the devil stuff, you know?
Yeah, yeah. 20 years ago, that was like taboo here. Now, not so much. But the thing is, again, and this is where it gets a little bit complex in society, because like in Japan, that nobody looks twice at like a lesbian relationship. They don't. It means it's literally normal. Like, it's not something that is like, oh, that's bad. And it's been like that for a while. But on top of that, in Japanese society, they don't like people's personal like sexuality and stuff. You generally, for the most part, you won't know, because that's just not something that
they boast about.
Yeah, it's not something to be out in the open. People genuinely do not care on that, on that side of the world about that when it comes to Japan, and that in particular.
Well, I'm gonna teach you a word today. Because we have a section called the Japanese Word of the Day, where I teach you just a word that you can use in your everyday life. So for you, being a football player, being a businessman, being the person that you are, you have to do this every day regardless. And there's a scene recent on Attack on Titan where they use this word. So the word is fight. To fight. Or to struggle. Like, where you tell yourself, I'm gonna fight. The word is tatakai.
Tatakai, yeah.
Tatakai. So every day, I want you from now on to go into the mirror, shirtless, admire the Greek god that you are, and say, tatakai, tatakai.
Tatakai, tatakai. Nande tatakai.
Yes. Well, that was short. Every single person struggles so much with the words. So,
oh, dude, because I hear it all. I mean, I hear Japanese often. I hear it all the time. So I the words I can. I used to have a hard time repeating it, because there are certain parts of the word that you can't. If you don't, if you've never heard Japanese before and you listen, you can't decipher what that sound, how to make that sound in your mouth, like with your mouth.
Yeah.
But once you figure out how their language has a lot of their language is like in reading. We read from left to right. They read from right to left.
Yes.
We speak from left to right with when the way our sentences are structured. Like, it's hard to explain, but when they speak, it's backwards. Like, they start with the back end of the sentence, and then they move to the front end of the sentence. That's kind of where the whole Yoda speak comes from. Because that's how when you translate Japanese into English without doing any restructuring, it comes out like Yoda, how Yoda talks. It starts with the back end of the sentence and then moves to the front.
So is it safe to say that maybe Yoda was a little Japanese?
Oh yeah, you can hear it in the way that he talks is even a little. There's a little Japanese accent, it feels like, to it. Because when you hear Japanese people who are who were native Japanese talking English, there's some of that there's a little similarity to how Yoda talks.
Now, I didn't do this just like randomly, where I'm gonna send you some obscure ass shit.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna send you one that you know.
Oh wait, there we go. Ooh, let me hear that one more time.
Go for it. As many times as you need.
This is Attack on Titan.
Okay, it's Attack on Titan. Do you know what season?
That's from the first season.
No,
not the first season. This is from the because that silhouette is of what's his name, and he's got his sword. So that would be from like season 2. See, I knew it because
Yes, you got it right. You got it right.
I knew it because I was at first I was like, that's not Attack on Titan, is it? Because I was like, those drums, because that's how it starts out. That's how the beginning of the theme song, when it starts with
Yeah,
and then the cat starts singing, so you can't hear the drums no more.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe that's Samurai Jack. And I was like, wait, no, Samurai Jack's not fast drum beats like that.
Your heart and soul to the cause!
So, what did you think of the original and
original? I go with the original on every one of them. I can guarantee you that.
So I noticed in the original he had more raspiness to it. Like he was like, like he was actually like
more like tone. Like the tone felt more right. Like it felt more like dramatic.
All right, so this is gonna be gracious. All right, let's see what they do with this.
この鍵をずっと肌身離さず持っているんだ。そして見るたびに思い出せ。お前が地下室に行かなくてはならないこと。お前はこの力を支配しなくてはならない。
Yeah.
Listen to me. It's vital that you keep this key on you at all times. Whenever you look at it, let this thought flood over you. I must return to that cellar. I'm going to give you something to make you forget.
You even say the same thing.
But it is yours to make! Mikasa's life! Armin's life! Everyone's life! Hinges on your being able to control this power!
So, what do you think of that one?
Subbed. There's not even a question. There's not even a question. It sounds awful dubbed. It sounds awful. And they're not even, and that's where I was saying before, translation comes out differently, and they're not saying the same things in the dubbed version. They're not saying the same things.
Hello, it's me, Ivan, also known as Ivan. So, before we wrap up, I just want to say thank you so much for watching the video, and you probably already guessed, this is a short version of what ended up being a 1-hour conversation. And I know probably what you're asking. Ivan, where can I watch this full hour conversation? Well, go to geeksandgamers.com. Become a premium member for only $10 a month. You can watch this and much more content, especially from Weebs and Waifus. Yes, there's more conversations there, like X-Ray Girl, Mark the Cyber, coming up, Jeremy and everything. No. Wait. You're probably saying, so I can only watch this if I pay? In the meantime, yes. Doesn't mean that not in the future. We want to see that you guys want this, that you crave it. So ask and you shall receive. Leave in the comments down below that you want to see this in the channel, the full conversations, that you want more. If you ask, I shall do what I must, and I will give. But I need to see that you guys actually want it. So with that said, leave in the comments down below. It's free, for real. Like, literally, that is free. And maybe in the future, you'll get to see this and much more. But in the meantime, let's continue with the video.
You know I'm having a good time when I get to talking.
Yes.
I get to talking and talking and talking.
And
you know I'm fully engaged.
Good. Because next time, you're going to be, and not only you, and this is going to be a juicy one, because you're a sub person to core. Jeremy, on the other hand, is a dub person to the core. He doesn't want to waste his time reading stuff. He just want to hear the thing. And
yeah, that's right. That's because he's from Alabama.
He doesn't know how to read. But we're going to have you and him and hopefully some others. We're going to be watching some of the top best dub and top worst dub. Mm-hmm. And we'll get to like share our input and everything. It's going to be...
You can find the worst dubbed, and you just got to type in... I mean, that'll be the first thing that comes up is some bad dubbing.
Yeah, you're
Google
right.
that.
You're absolutely right on that one. But anyways, Uche, thank you so much for real for being here.
Hey, Ivan, man, thank you for having me on, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
The pleasure is all mine. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments down below. What is your favorite anime? Do you have any cultural new experiences that you experience from anime that are now part of your everyday life? Is this just a learning curve? Is this just a phase? Whatever it is, let us know. We're going to be doing some live streaming pretty soon, to where the format of this show will be done live stream, so I can you guys can actually play the games that we play and everything. So with that said, thank you so much. We'll see you sometime soon.